What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another opposition preview, and you can see the guy to the right of me. It only means one thing, doesn't it, Jace? West Ham, well, I should say Tottenham against West Ham. First London derby of the season, is it, Sim?
First London derby of the season, yeah.
Exactly.
Looking forward to it.
Obviously, Kane does love a London derby. I think Gareth Bale loves a London derby as well. But I got my Uncle Jace with me. Welcome back to the channel. I think you got a bit to say. I think maybe you're not renewing your season ticket, something like that?
This is true. I haven't renewed, for the first time in a long time.
Obviously, you've been a season ticket holder at West Ham for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Just talk to me a bit about the Sullivan, Brady, gold stuff and what's going on there.
I guess, quite a lot's going on. You probably know more anyway, from there's been a lot on social media about it. The owners are very much hated by a lot of the fans, myself included, what they've done for the club, ripping out the identity, the move from the bowling ground is all for nothing to, the soulless bowl we now play in. And what they've done as well with the with the club and the team, we were promised a world-class team, a world-class stadium, and that hasn't quite materialised. This week we just signed Craig Dawson, so it's not quite going the right way.
I mean, yeah, you say that, but form is not actually bad at West Ham at the moment. Last couple of games have been all right. Yeah,
we've won 2 games. In fact, I suppose probably tail end of last season we showed a bit of form, but again, another relegation battle, and we were fighting for our lives to stay up, which we did. And the first couple of games this season wasn't looking too good. A couple of bad performances. But yeah, the last couple of games we've actually managed to win a couple. So
yeah, do you think is the mood a bit because of those good results? You didn't just beat anyone. You beat Leicester 3-0. You beat Wolves 4-0. Two very impressive games, very impressive results. Antonio's showing that he actually could be quite a decent striker as well. Bowen seems to be coming along. Is there a bit of a mood changing at West Ham? Maybe something's developing in that team.
I'm very impressed with Bowen.
Yeah, Bowen's a very good player, actually. So just going back to what you're saying, there is a bit of a shift, I suppose. The fans, they support the team, not the regime. But however, those 2 results, unfortunately, they might have, in a way, gone against us in the long term, because maybe the owners are looking at that, thinking 2 good results, maybe we don't need to strengthen. So, we missed out on a few potential targets for decent centre-backs before the window shuts, and now we're scrapping around for Championship or lower players. No disrespect to the Championship, there's some good players out there. But yeah, maybe things are turning the corner. However, saying that, the squad, you look at the squad, we've got rid of a lot of players again. We haven't strengthened. So we're 2 injuries away from having bare bones again. And if Antonio gets injured, we've got no proper striker.
Where has this form with Antonio come from? Since lockdown, he's turned into a world-class striker. I don't understand. He got 8 goals after lockdown, and then he's got another couple goals already at the start of this season. Is he do you think he could be long-term of a really good Premier League striker?
Potentially. I don't know about long-term. He's about 28, but he's an absolute beast. On his day, he's a handful for any defence. He runs and runs, and he's strong. He's hard to knock off the ball. I think he's always had that within him. He came to us initially as a winger, and he was not a bad winger, but he never quite knew what was going to happen next. So he's definitely added a bit more finesse to his play, and his finishing has really improved as well. So, we've got a strong, bustling centre forward now.
I mean, and he always obviously loves the goal against Tottenham. We all remember what happened last year at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the first time West Ham came there. No repeat of that this time, I'll tell you that. But coming into the game, you confident, seeing as you won your last 2 games quite convincingly?
Yeah, very confident, actually. More confident than I would have been a while ago. Yeah, I do, actually. I fancy, I don't know what, I fancy us to win.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, look, we've just beaten Leicester 3-0. We've beaten Wolves 4-0. Imagine what we do to you lot.
I mean, we just beat Man U at Old Trafford 6-1, so look, coming into the game as well, looking at West Ham, what players do we need to fear from West Ham? Who's your informed players coming into the game?
I think you've already mentioned them, Antonio and Bowen, but also centre midfield, we've got a bit more strength there. Rice is starting to play really well. We've signed a very promising right back as well. He looks good, the Czech guy. Kufal, he came in, he turned up on Friday, played a great game at the weekend. Even, although I would never have said this a while ago, Masuaku on the left wing. He's a tricky little left winger, he's not a bad player. Dreadful left back, but you watch him, I think there's a few potential areas got danger, and also Fornals as well, he likes an assist, so...
What about the Czech Marouane Fellaini you've got there in the centre mid? Souček, is he going to be playing? Because he seems to be quite effective.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a strong box-to-box player. And he's got an eye for goal. He does score goals. We didn't realise he had that to his game, but yeah, he's scored a few goals for us now. Yeah, he's good in the air.
And when you look at Tottenham this season, from an outsider looking in, what do you make of Tottenham, and what do you think? Who's our kind of danger men for you? Who are you scared of in the Tottenham team?
Nobody.
And don't say nobody, because I know that's a lie.
It's got to be Kane, isn't it? Really, I suppose he's always a danger man. And I think Bale potentially, if he stays injury-free, I think he could be good for you. I still don't think you're getting back the player you let go, so you might be a little bit disappointed. But on his day, we know he's a quality player.
I mean, I know you got something to say about that Bale on his day thing.
And this whole thing, like, you're not going to get Bale back to what he was like back in his prime. Like, yeah, look, no one's the player at 31 that they were at 23 when we let him go, but I still think he's got that left foot. Like, you don't lose that ability he has on his left foot, and he's still got a really good physical shape. I don't think any Spurs fan is expecting him to be as good as he was back in 23 years old, but he's adapted his game, and you've got players now in the Premier League. Look at Vardy at 33, look at Aguero, 32 years old. Players, they keep themselves together a bit more. They keep care of their body, and they can last a lot longer. So that's why I'm so excited about Bale coming back. A fully motivated Gareth Bale, I think, is going to offer so much. He's going to surprise a few people, I think, in terms of what he can give.
He spent 5 years playing golf.
What a golf player he is, though. He also spent 5 years getting 4 Champions League titles, a La Liga title, and also all the rest that he's won. So
getting more assists than Beckham, getting more goals than Ronaldo, and getting more trophies than Zidane. So he did spend 5 years doing not bad for himself, did he?
The Premier League's very different, though, isn't it? It's a hard league. As we know, it's physically demanding. So you're right, if he's looked after himself, he can still be a good player.
Obviously, the prospective changes to the Premier League. What was it called? Project Big Picture. Yeah, Project Big.
Actually, West Ham were actually selected in the Big Nine in terms of longest serving Premier League team. So I know it's been it looks like it's dead in the water. But what were you?
But first of all, how could you not pick West Ham in the Big Nine? They're the only team to win the World Cup at the end of the day. So.
No, I was quite surprised at that. But apparently we were one of the clubs that said no to it anyway. The whole thing sounds like an absolute horror show. No, it's
a complete sham, isn't it?
It's appalling, yeah. And I think any of the Championship clubs that were taken in by would have regretted that. So hopefully, that's going to be, as you said, dead in the water now.
And I want to get your thoughts on fans in stadiums, because obviously we saw what happened at the London Palladium the other night. Arsene Wenger had some talk there, and it was a complete packed house there, indoors. Yeah. Why are fans not being let back into stadiums? Like, is it a joke to you?
It is a bit of a joke. When you see that, it makes you realise it's quite ridiculous. However, you're talking about, I suppose, in a stadium, let's say 60,000 like your stadium or our stadium, and the logistics of getting people there in and out is very different to getting into a theatre, I suppose. But you look at the social distancing there, and it was non-existent, and you think, why can't they? Other countries are starting to bring fans back, so there must be a way to do this.
Do you reckon there's an element of it that football, like, because it's football, and just the kind of way football fans, like, you know, when a goal goes in, everyone's jumping on top of each other and things like that. If people are seeing that on TV, can, like, football fans be trusted to kind of have, in terms of, like, muted celebrations if a goal goes in, say last minute it's scored? Can football fans be trusted not to jump all over each other and do that kind of stuff? And do they want that image out there, kind of thing?
That's a very good point. Actually, no, football fans, you can't trust them to, especially after a few beers. But also, you talk about the image. What about the players themselves now? We see players hugging and kissing and, you know, picking up the ball and shaking hands with each other on and off the pitch. And you think, and we see players now going to parties with each other. So I think the image is taking a bashing anyway. But you do make a good point. You know, if you score that 90th minute winner on the weekends, you're going to be up and jumping around, aren't you?
And for me, the hierarchy of football need to be doing more for this, because look at what's happened this week with Cristiano Ronaldo being tested positive and a few other players as well on international breaks. International football has to be cancelled this year. I mean, the Nations League means nothing to anyone. You know what I mean? Like, why are they playing these? Why are they getting players travelling all around the bloody world for these stupid games?
It's money, isn't it? At the end of the day, money talks, isn't it? It's about the sponsorship, and that's all they probably care about.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. I don't understand why they're exacerbating the problem by having all these teams mixing and matching, going all over the world and all over Europe for a stupid, pointless. It's not even qualifiers. If it was qualifiers, I can half understand it, but it's for Nations League. It's for nothing, basically.
And friendlies as well. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, usually it's kind of safe that you'll play 2 games every international break. England play 2 games and suddenly we're playing 3 this time. It's an absolute joke, but it's not something Mark Noble's going to have to worry about anyway, you know what I mean? So, look, let me finish off by getting some predictions. Let's start off with Jace. Prediction for the game?
4-2 West Ham.
Wow, 4-2 West Ham. Easy does it, yeah? Sim?
How many is Antonio going to get?
This season, you know what, some of the crazy results we've seen, who knows? Yeah, I'm going to stay 4-2.
4-2. Sim?
I'm going to go 3-1 to Spurs. 3-1 Spurs. Bell to come off the bench and cap off win. To seal the deal for us. Make it 3.
I'm going to go for 4-1 Spurs. I'm really confident going to this one. This means we're probably going to lose, but look, I'm confident going this one. I'm going 4-1.
And I want to know predictions for the season, for West Ham.
I will stay up.
It's pretty safe.
All right, Jace is going 4-2. I'm going 4-1. Sim's going, what did you say?
3-1.
3-1 to Spurs. Thanks, Jace, as always, coming onto the channel.
Always good to have you on, Jason.
Yeah, always good to have Jace on, our resident West Ham fan. Let me know in the comment section below what your predicted scoreline is. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.